Hi everyone, how are we all doing? Welcome to the Colour Cave, where we still like to play with art stuff. I hope you're all well this evening and thanks so much for coming to join me. First of all, can you let me know that you can hear me okay? I think the mic might be a little bit too far away, but you can let me know. I can always move that, and I think we're okay for light just now. Same situation as last time. We've got some natural light coming in the cave window, but I've got other lights here ready for if and when it gets a bit darker. So, all good. Nice to see you all. So, yes, we've seen Thea and Green Hat, our two resident mods. I didn't actually ask them to mod tonight, they just came along for the fun, so they're here anyway. We're like, oh, thanks, guys. Oh, audio is fine. Good. Sounds okay. Right, well, you can let me know because the other thing I've got to think about is I'll see when I'm leaning over and actually arting. Sometimes if the mic's a little bit further away, it doesn't sound so good. So, yeah. Hello, Danny in the Revolution. Fine, but a bit quiet. Do you want me to move it a wee bit closer? Because I can do that. I was just trying to keep it away from the laptop so you don't get that buzzy sound that you got last time. Hang on a wee second. Let's see if we can do this. Hi, Pepper Cloud. Let's see if I move this a little bit. Oh. Right, how's that? Is that a little bit better? I would rather do that than have to like turn the volume up. Does that make sense? Hello, Teresa. Nice to see you too. Do you know what's funny? I was thinking about you the other day. Well, that'll be a separate conversation. Anyway, so first things first, before we get to mermooing, if that is indeed a verb, it is now. We might be on a bit of a sticky wicket tonight, and it's because I decided to take the leap and try and connect up the new camera. So here's what it looks like. I've also changed the short key for the mute button as well, you'll be pleased to know. If I do this, you can see here we have got the full screen now, which is really, really nice. But also if I do this, that the camera can keep up. So we are actually streaming in 4K. And I'm really, really pleased with the picture quality. The problem is now you can see like all the scars and everything in my hands, which I'm just not quite so pleased about. But yeah, so I'm not quite sure whether I've got this 100% right. If the camera cuts out or something weird happens, don't panic. I will rectify it. And if it goes horribly wrong, I've got the old camera on standby, ready to, like to go revert back to form because I know it's safe. So fingers crossed, everyone. But I'm hoping we're going to be okay with that. Oh my god! Please. Okay, sounds good now. Okay, thanks, Black Rose. So crispy, crispy camera. That actually doesn't sound like a good thing. Oh, goodness me. Anyway, right, okay, so let's get down to business here. Never enough of this camera hopping. Obviously, I've got a Jack Daniels. It's Friday, and more to the point, it's Friday night where I am. I'm assuming it'll be Friday for most of you guys too, so happy Friday. And if it's not Friday, then happy day before or day after Friday. Right, anyway, enough nonsense. Let's get down to business. And let's get out what we need here. So this is where we got to last time with our Mermoo. Someone had actually said about having this as a like as line work so that people could colour along in the stream, which was something that if I'd been a little bit more organised is maybe something we could have done. But we're a long way off this being line art for a colouring page, so maybe next time. Maybe next time. Oh goodness me! So I do actually still have the pencils that we used last time. I put them in a little rubber band just so that I had them for sure. I do have the rest of the Derwent pencils down here beside me, so that we can use the different colours and get them all going, which will be nice. It's Friday evening for me, 8 p.m. now. Same as you. No, because we are on British summertime. We are an hour behind you guys. So it's 7 p.m. here. Thank you, TG Colours. My hair is fading very, very quickly. Especially the pink parts. They're like almost candy floss pink already. But yeah, that's the way of it. Just a few house rules before we get going as well. Obviously, usual rules apply. This is a safe space. Everyone should feel safe and be able to have fun. There may be some adult themes of conversation, particularly in the chat. So if you have very small children, might be an idea to remove them and give them something else to do. And again, as last time, do not expect any donations, super stickers, super chat. That's not what we're here for. If you do feel like donating in the form of a super sticker or super chat, everything's going towards a new laptop because the laptop's kind of like kind of on dodgy ground. But please don't do so unless you're absolutely comfortable, and certainly do not put yourself in a position whereby you're putting yourself in a position just for the sake of a super sticker. Totally not worth it. We're here to have fun, relax, chill out, perhaps drink some Jack Daniels. Well, no perhaps about it for me, but for you guys. So let's just sit back, have some fun. If at any point you feel uncomfortable in the chat for any reason, you can get a hold of our mods. Tonight we have Green Hat and Thea Krish. So find them and at them in the chat and they will help you out. So, Mermoo. Oh, God. I've been thinking about this all week. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm actually not happy with what's going on here. And the thing that's been annoying me and the thing that's been kind of plaguing me is that someone made a comment about the coconut bra, and I can't. I really want our udders to hang free. So I think I'm just gonna leave the udders where they are. Again, just like sort of left this out in passing, I don't think her tail's big enough. I think it needs to be much bigger. And we might have to improve on her arms a little bit. I think so. But I'm going to start with this tail because I do think it's disproportionate. I think it needs to be much bigger. I might make it thicker rather than actually bigger. Let's have a dig out my eternal pencil. Still not dead. Still going. Who knows? Ghost of Mermoo. Yeah, I think I'm thinking more like a whale tail, but this kind of takes us back. Someone said it reminded of them like a devil's fork, pitchfork. Come on, Jim. Fork, yeah. I don't like how skinny this bit is either. I'm not sure about this at all. Yeah, exactly, Thea. Like we've discussed this. Like the udders and the teats have to be able to float about, don't they, in the water? She reminds you of the Starbucks mermaid. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Will we just put some stars round about her, Danny? Oh, that's so good. I like it. Oh well, hello Nina Fairy. Nice to see you. Are you in Scotland? Did I remember you saying you're not in your normal place? I'm sure you said to me you were going to be in Scotland this week. Sure you said that. Yeah, okay, so there's so many parts of this that just aren't sitting right with me, and I think we should basically just take a section at a time starting at the top and make them right. It was your devil's horns was my mental image. Yes, okay, I knew somebody had mentioned that. Right, okay. Yeah, let's do this. I tell you what, I am struggling with the cameras over here, but the microphone's over here, and I feel like but I don't want to put it too near the laptop. Let me see if I can move it over a little bit. So right, get your really good listening ears on, everyone, and tell me if you can. Well, tell me how bad the buzz is from the laptop if I move this over a bit. I'm not going to move it too far. Oh. Okay, how's that there? Can you hear it? Is it really bad? Obviously, people that have got earphones in, you're going to pick it up a little bit more than those that have just got it on. Hello, Lockdown Art and Beyond. Nice to see you. Nothing as exciting as Mermoo. Yes, Mermoo's here. Hello, Audrey. Nice to see you again as well. Again, we've got quite a few Scottish people in tonight. Okay, can we have a bit more of a consensus, Danny? Thank you for letting me know. I'm very sensitive to sounds, especially subtle sounds like that. And if this was me in your guys' position, that would drive me absolutely batty if I could hear it. It's bad enough that I've got to listen to it in here. Okay, it's audible but not awful, not in headphones. Okay. Okay, excellent. Right, I am satisfied. Thank you very much, everyone. Appreciate that. Okay, so let's start at the top here. I haven't actually decided if she's going to have like a proper outline, you know, we're going to give her like an illustrative outline kind of feel. I don't think I want to do that. So I'm just going to start with her horns here. And basically just tidy everything up a little bit and make it a bit more substantial. That seems to be my word of the day today, by the way, substantial. Everything's substantial today. Oh, you've got your phones in. Okay, that's great. Thank you. Hello, Julie. I didn't see you. Did you tiptoe in? You must have just sneaked in when I wasn't looking. So I'd love to hear what everyone has been up to today. If you are, quite a lot of you are in the UK, I know that, and some of you are in Europe, so you're same time zone or further on. Tell me if anybody's done anything particularly interesting or unusual today, or maybe you're going to do something interesting or unusual. I would love to hear about that because I have had probably one of the most monotonous, mundane Fridays ever, and I seem to be the only person that was actually doing any work today as well, which kind of made me a bit pissy, you know. Oh, hi Nadia. Oh, hello. Look, we are like proper tartan army out in force tonight. Goodness me. There's loads of you. I am well, thank you, Nadia. I loved I saw your latest Instagram post. I really, really liked it. I mean, actually, I didn't hit like because I was trying to do something else, but I just saw it in passing. So I like it very much. I liked your color choices. Okay, so I have to match these horns up now. Try and match them up. Feeling so professional with my decent camera setup now. I know it was okay with the old one. I just hated the fact that it wasn't even in HD, let alone in 4K. The other thing I've learned this week as well, that recording in 4K for a video takes up so much space. The files are huge. You've got to have really big SD cards for that. Okay, I think the horns are better. They look quite symmetrical. I know that one's quite pale. You guys can't really see that, can you? A bit pale. A wee bit. A wee bit. Nothing special. 3 kids of my group came running to say good morning. Oh. Geeky Eva, your poor cats. No. Oh wow, Teresa, congratulations. Full retirement. I was gonna say you're not gonna know what to do with yourself. You absolutely do know what to do with yourself. You're just gonna do lots of arting, aren't you? Congratulations, that must be a nice feeling to know that you're finished work forever. Peppercloud just spent the week being frustrated with postal services. Peppercloud, I haven't had any mail since Monday. I have not seen a postman since Monday, and I'm waiting on things arriving. That's why I noticed it, and I don't know what's going on. So it's not just your mail; it's my mail too. Artie along with you. It's maybe not incredibly exciting, but I'm certainly enjoying it. Yeah. I say we're just here to hang out and have some fun. Right, anyway, right, let's talk about these ears. I kind of like the ears where they are and how they are. One of the things that, if you're actually a farmer, one of the things that's always a thing with cows is they have to have an identifier, which in these modern times is an ear tag. Used to be a freeze brand, which is considerably less humane. But ear tag obviously is just like getting your ear pierced, so it's still going to hurt, but it's significantly less traumatic than having a poker stuck on your bum with a big number on it. So, I don't think our Mermoo needs an ear tag. I think she might be good without. I don't even think she needs earrings. Does she need earrings? Green Hat had a small argument with an electric fence. Oh no. Oh no. Hello, creative phenomenon, not art. Oh my goodness. Can I just call you creative, please? Because I don't think I'm going to be able to say phenomenon for the entire stream. I take it the fence was on Green Hat. Seashell earrings? Yeah, okay, maybe. I think we'll come back to that though. And I'm wondering how hairy her ears are going to be. Are they going to be hairy at all? Because I don't want to take away from her actual hair, because I feel like she's going to have like proper Little Mermaid hair the way things are going here. So I'll take away some of these construction lines that I don't need. Oh, there's not right. There's a great Scottish word for getting tangled up, and it's fankled, and that describes what happens when you get caught up in an electric fence wire. That like fankled describes it perfectly. I am so sorry you had to go through that today. I'm glad it wasn't on though, because that's better. Pat Butcher earrings. Oh, Pat Butcher earrings. That's hilarious. Right, let's fix this bit. Pat Butcher earrings. I think our parting on the top there was a little bit too pronounced. Okay. Right, better. Better. So that's going to be tucked in behind there. Her hair here, though, this is going to be like a section of hair, isn't it? Because that's going to come down from our horn. So we're going to have to like incorporate that in somehow. Or we should make it should be swooshy, shouldn't it? Because she's in the water, swooshy. Yeah. I say we'll make her hair into like sections, so that will look a little bit more normal than it does right at this precise second. Oh, oh my goodness. I'm wondering as well if she should maybe right. She's gonna have eyelashes. I was thinking about this earlier as well, as you do. You know, I was supposed to be like working and stuff, and I was too busy thinking about whether my Mermoo should have eyelashes. Of course, she's gonna have eyelashes. So even though she's got her little happy eyelids on, we're gonna make that quite thick. Like we're gonna accentuate that, and we'll probably do it with some sort of fine liner. Although this came from you guys, it's nice not to have the like the restrictions of a subscription box. It's actually like I can use whatever supplies I want. So if I want to use a fine liner, I'll use a fine liner. Yeah. So let's just have a little bit more definition here. So that's actually her face. I'm wondering whether she should have, excuse me, she should have a marking down here. I'm really sorry about that. It's a Jack Daniels. Maybe she could have some sort. We can, again, that can be vetoed or endorsed. Hello, Calls of Art. No, you can be as late as you want, my dear. That is not a problem. Happy Friday. Cuff earrings with nice floaty chains. Ah. Yeah, a green hat using that now. Fankled's a great word. Fankled. Fankled. Polymer clay earrings. Oh, you're making it. We were just talking about earrings. We're wondering whether our Mermoo should have earrings or not. Teresa's getting a new puppy next week. Please tell what breed are you getting, and is it a girl or a boy, and do you have a name? I need to know this information. I don't remember that word from our Scottish lesson. I don't know if we did fankled. We might not have done fankled. We did do a lot of words though, didn't we? It's like a lot of words. Fankled's a good It's a great word. Right, I want to give her nose a little bit more shape because it kind of looks like a dodgy jelly bean the way it is, and I think we can do better. I'm wondering, do you guys want this zoomed in a bit? I haven't tried this with this camera. Please, 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 please. Oh, it's working. Yeah, I love it when stuff works. Just keep working though. Please, please. Yeah, let's make our nose shape a bit better. There's a lot of very messy lines here. I want to make her hair really ridiculous, but I'm going to do that last. Yeah, I don't think we did Fankled, ladies and gents. Do you know, I'm surprised there's 38 of you here. I expected it to be really, really quiet tonight. I learned the other day as well that my neighbour is a lurker. And if you're here, neighbour, please give us a sign that you're here. Because we sometimes we walk our dogs together, and she just comes out and said, "Yeah, I popped in on the stream," and I'm like, "Why don't you say anything?" So my neighbour may or may not be here at some point, but I don't know if she will make herself known. I really like her too, though. Oh, a bearded collie. I love bearded collies because obviously they're just hairy collies. Like, oh, that is the best choice ever, Teresa. That's amazing. You're gonna have to share some pictures. Logan, need to see if it suits him. Oh, that was like when we got Pip. First of all, we had no intention of taking Pip home the night we got her. We were just going to see the pup to see if she was, if she was right for us and we liked the breeder because we'd moved and we didn't know working sheepdog breeders in the area. So the guy's setup was amazing, and we had picked Pip out as a name, but we'd also picked out Meg, and Meg was like the first choice. And when we saw her, the first thing I said to Mr. Jem was, "She doesn't look like a Meg," and that was how we ended up with Pip because we decided that she was just coming home with us that night. So there you go. Pip should have been a Meg, but she didn't look like a Meg, so she's not. Is the bearded collies the lassie? No, no, that's a rough collie. Bearded collies are, I can't really describe them. They're long haired and they're shaggy like the lassie dogs, but they're usually grey and white or black and white. If anybody wants to provide a link in the chat to a picture of a bearded collie, please feel free. But they're basically, if you cut their coats short, they just look like one of my collies, basically. They're just like hairy versions, and they're amazing. They're a lot of work though. They're a lot of brushing. Not when they're puppies, because their coats are short when they're puppies. But right, I want like a bottom lip, actually split off her jaw there. And maybe she's got some lipstick on. Does she have lipstick? Is she a pretty Mermoo? Of course she is. This is hilarious. Now the funny thing is that cows have actually got really short, like sort of stumpy whiskers that stick out here, and I think that makes it even more hilarious if we give her, we give her those. Right, we need to fix her nostrils as well. Good grief! What are we doing to this poor Mermoo? Being a lady Mermoo, yeah, is a male one still going to be a Mermoo? Or are they called something else? I suppose they would still be a Mermoo, wouldn't they? Hello, Janet. Nice to see you. You're here with your tea. Good. Yeah, Meg's a really common name for a collie. Most working collies have short names, like one syllable names, and I really like naming my dogs traditional working sheepdog names. That's why Jock is called Jock. Before Jock we had Moss, and before Pip we had Mist. Calls art. Have you just seen a picture of a bearded collie? I'm assuming that's what that comment's for. Oh, Thea's posted the link, right? Okay, they are lovely. A Mermoo, yeah, but it's only a Mermoo if he's still got his manly bits. Bullmare. Bullmare. That sounds like Bulmer, as in Bulmers that make the cider. A mermoo man. I like that one. That's my favourite. Mermoo man. Mermoo man. Yeah. So yeah, all my friends are asking me like, "How did your last live stream go?" And I was like, it went completely in a direction that I have no idea what was going on. So I've been explaining to people about the Mermoo situation, and they're just looking at me, shaking their head like, "What's wrong with you people?" I'm like, that's what happens when you art. Like Mermoos, yeah, like they're a thing, you know. We calls bulls moo bulls. I like Mermoo man too. Oh, Teresa, I didn't realise you had one before. That no, that's sad. I'm glad you're ready for another one though. That's lovely. Yeah, the Old English sheepdogs are rounder and bigger than bearded collies. Everyone should have a mermoo. I think so. I'm not getting on very well with my nostrils here. Having nostril issues. Let's. Do you know what's wrong? It's actually the shape of her. Like it's her kidney bean bit that's wrong. That's what's causing me the problem. We start them there. Yeah, that's better. I'm a bit happier. I actually just haven't given her a neck either. Like she literally doesn't have a neck. What do we need a neck for? We don't need a neck. That's fine. Okay, so our hair's in behind there. And we've got this random strand of hair that's not really anything apart from a squiggly line. We'll change that up a little bit too. Do we want to keep the spots on our body? Like, do we want her to have like a pattern, or do you want her to be all the same colour? I think you guys should decide that. Hello, Charlie P. Nice to see you. Welcome. Come in. The water's lovely. Colzo, it was you that said about making it into a colouring sheet. Um, maybe. We're going to be starting on the Inktense tonight, but I should be able to scan it and sort it out after the fact. If you'd like one, I'll send you one. I wouldn't make you pay for it. I don't know, Audrey. You like the pad, like Spotty's okay. Okay. You've always liked pattern cows. Okay. Right. So we've dealt with that. See, I'm going to do the hair last. I'm deliberately leaving the hair till the very last kick. Maybe she should have a free floating spot there, just for fun. Right, the arms. We need to do something with these arms because I kind of abandoned this one last time, if you remember. Hello, Cajun Sunshine Crafts. I haven't seen you in such a long time. How are you? Beautiful spring weather. Yeah. Oh, it's so nice to see you, Pat. Thanks for coming in. Mm. I'm just firming up some of the lines round about where her arm's going to be, or her foreleg, just so that I can figure out what I'm doing with it, because I'm still not sure that I want it just sitting there, because she just looks like she's like almost trying to touch her udder, which is slightly inappropriate. She's putting her she's putting her hoof in a mysterious fin pocket. Now that's really funny because I know lots of people that can't draw hands, and they draw all their characters with their hands in the pocket so that they don't actually have to draw the hands. But hands are really difficult to draw. Mermoo four legs shouldn't really be that difficult. I think we need to maybe bring that to there. Do you know the other thing I really want to give her as well? Just to like, because she's got like massive hair, I kind of want to give her like hairy hoofs, you know, like a Shire horse. Oh. Hello, Lorianne. Nice to see you too. I was going to ask you how your house was, Pat. Whether you were back in it or whether it was saved or. I'm glad that you're in one piece though. That's really good. Oh, Danny likes drawing hands. Are you feeling okay, Danny? Like I don't like. What do you want to draw hands for? Especially human hands. Hairy hoofs. Yes, absolutely. Right. So that makes things a little bit more interesting also. But I think we need to come down to like here. Hoof's massive. I can hear really weird high pitched noises coming from the other room, and then I remembered Mum and Papa Jem are here, and they are having an evening watching something on TV because Mr. Jem is going to the pub this evening, and obviously I'm in here, so the wee I can hear from the living room is the TV. It's like what the hell was that noise? I also have no dogs with me in the cave. I do not have a single canine. I'm literally in here on my own, which is actually kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, goodness me. Hi from sunny Montana. Hello, Nikki. How are you? Baby steps, Pat. Yep, absolutely. Anime, so hands are a necessity. Ooh. No, Papa Jem's like proper goosed. He's been working really hard outside. He was crouched. He was literally in a squat position for 9 hours yesterday, so he could tell me. Trying to fix the underside of a tractor. So he needs a little rest tonight. I said he's allowed to have a rest every now and then. Okay, so hairy hoofs then. Well, we don't want it to be too hairy, but let's give her. Look, looks like she's got a little fringe jacket on. Now on this one though, because she's kind of like her. I don't know. I've got this big dark line here. I don't remember that. Why did I do that, guys? Why did I do that? I'm gonna take that away. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Because that was supposed to be. I was trying to work out where the split in her hoof would be. That's why I drew that line. I remember now. No. Get the chocolate to lure Papa Jim. I stood without a word of a lie in the kitchen the other day, and I've been making a conscious effort to eat better, and I've lost a little bit of weight now. So Papa Jem would come in and he said he's like, yeah, I'm really watching. I've stopped eating sugar, and I stood and watched him eat half a packet of chocolate digestives, and that is without a word of a lie. And that was him cutting back on chocolate. I'm like, right, Dad. Right, okay. I'm kind of happy with what's going on here, sort of. So now we're on to this waist. I'm calling this the waistband. I think that's probably um, the most sensible word, she says. So that's going to be hiding up in there, so that's fine. I think that's a better shape. So you just that very slight adjustment there. I still want this tail to overlap, like just to give the picture a bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Just to make it more like dynamic. I can't think of the right word. Maybe before it was the entire chocolate, so half was cut back. Well, technically, yes, it is, Theo. That is true. But, yeah. Calls us just written, has anyone checked on the animals in the fridge? The very, very last page of my sketchbook, I've actually started that in there. That is going to be my last drawing in my current sketchbook. I'm probably not going to have time to get to it till Sunday, but on Sunday night, I will post a picture of it on Instagram to celebrate the end of my sketchbook. And if you guys like it, I'm totally making it into a sticker because it's quite a funny picture actually. So you'll have to wait for the animals in the fridge. Right, let me see if I can. I always find like when things are at an angle like this, I find it easier just to turn the paper so it's square onto me. Does anybody else do that? Is it just me? Yeah. So let's. I'd love to know what my mum and dad are watching through there. You see, I wish I hadn't done that because I hate the sheet. Oh, I just can't leave things alone. Oh, balls. No, that's too far over. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. Now, obviously, we don't want to touch our udder because it's really pretty. If all cows had udders that symmetrical, I think they would probably be a wee bit jealous of our Mermoo here. See, I fed the animals in the fridge yesterday. I'm glad everyone's looking after them. That's good. Maybe make the fin go behind our backside. Oh, so like one in front and one behind. Is that what you mean, Black Rose? I don't know. I kind of like it in front because I want to be able to see the tail. When you're drawing digitally, you turn the iPad. That's interesting. That's really interesting. I'm a terrible turner of the page. Right, okay. I think she looks a bit more put together now, like just a little bit less scratchy. I'm really not convinced about the proportion of her arms, but I think she'd look weird with longer arms. Again, we're kind of past the point of trying to get things anatomically correct. I'm sure you'll all agree with that. I just want to clean up a little bit of this because I don't want there to be too much graphite when we start messing about with our water, because obviously we're going to be using our Inktense pencils just shortly. Right, let's do something with this here. So I do want there to be sections. I don't want it to be really I don't know. I need to try and make it really flowy. Obviously, everything has a hand action when your name's Gem because it's the Italian bit in me, and I'm sorry because I know it's really annoying. Someone actually complained under one of my scroller box videos once, it was a long time ago, and somebody basically said if you don't stop waving your hands about, I'm going to have to stop watching your videos because it drives me absolutely crazy. And I was like, I really appreciate your comment because it was said in like the politest way possible. And I said to her, I was like, I really appreciate where you're coming from because I'm very intolerant of certain things. Obviously, waving hands isn't one of them. And I said to her, I was like, I actually can't help it. Like, I can't help it. I've done it my entire life, so I'm really sorry, but I will try. But I think you're gonna have to stop watching. So, and needless to say, I've not seen that person make a comment under a video since. So, like, sorry, can't help it. Waggle my hands about all the time. Oh goodness me. She looks so fancy. Will she have a purse? I don't know if we should give her. Maybe we should give her a purse. It's going to be like a shell purse, though, isn't it? Let's do that. Right, wait a wee minute here. I need to like concentrate one thing at a time. Here, come on, we can do this. I lost the side of her face here again. I'm not even saying that this is necessarily going to be that the sections, like when I'm actually starting to use the Inktense, I don't even know if these are going to be the actual sections. I'll probably just change it for the fun of it, really, but we'll see. Just working out roughly where I want these. Because her hair would be quite well, either her hair might be floating up, I don't know. Okay, so we've got a section here. And that's, no, that's going to be tucked in. Oh no, hang on, messed that up. Hang on. No. I want this to come round here. I can hear the quad bike outside and it's really off-putting. Stop driving about. A puffer fish purse. I like that idea as well. A puffer fish pet dog on a leash. Right, we have to think about that as well. That like the mechanics of that. How is that going to work? Like I can't exactly put a collar on it. This is a really stretchy one. Oh, that's funny. A puffer fish is a pet, right? We're gonna have to figure out how she's gonna leash it if she's gonna have a puffer fish, right? If we can figure that out, we'll do it. Right, so we're going, whoosh, this is gonna come all the way down around here. Because it's going that way. See, that makes me think, like, if I follow the line of action here, that means there's going to be a bit of hair there, because that's going to join on down there somewhere. See, you got to think about these things. So we'll try and make it look like it's the part of, that's maybe a bit low down. It's part of the same hair, but it's like almost a separate section on its own, maybe. It's just going to have outrageous hair. Because your hair does that. If any of you that have got long hair, if you've ever been submerged in water, your hair kind of like it separates into different strands, doesn't it? Someone was talking about ads. I kind of missed a wee bit of the chat here. I was too busy gesticulating. Nomino Mers, is that how you pronounce your screen name? You said hair looks absolutely fantastic. My hair or the Mermoo's hair? Did you ever make the llama thing that I sent you a while back? Nadia, my mum's got it upstairs and she is making it. I tried and my hand wouldn't see because you're holding a needle all the time. My hand did not like it one bit, so I've done like a tiny bit of it. But Mama Jem's going to finish it off, so it will be on display once it's finished. Oh, that reminds me, you guys haven't. I've got something else to show you, and it's cow related. How cute is this? Look at this little dude. This has been made. This has been stitched. So hands up in the chat if you made this. Isn't he absolutely freaking adorable? He's got little dinky horns and everything. This was sent to me by someone very talented. I will let them own up themselves. And he keeps the librarian, the orangutan company. And he's absolutely gorgeous. Like, this is like, I've just taught Nadia talking there about the llama. That just reminded me of that. I don't know how you guys can make stuff like this. Like, I really don't. But this is like my favourite just now. He's got proper little nostrils and everything. He's so cute. I'm going to sit him beside us to keep us company while we're here. I've not met an Italian that can talk without their hands. Yeah, it's impossible. I have tried. Hi Elise, how are you? I didn't see you come in either. And Katara, hello to you too. Is she underwater? Yeah, I would think she is underwater, Nikki. See, Thea's waving her hand. It was her. She's so talented, Thea. Stick him under the top down cam. Wait till I fix his little bow. Look, he's got a little tail as well. And his little patch on his ears, little. It's exciting, isn't it? Round of applause for Theo for being talented. Right, I'm gonna pop him up here to keep us company. So he's right beside the chat window. Okay, he's right beside you guys, so he's keeping you company too. He is adorable. He is absolutely adorable. Right. Anyway, back to our moo. Are we happy with the hair situation here? Is everyone satisfied? It's a bit sketchy, but we will obviously refine that with our Inktense pencils. That'll be fine. Right, okay, so the last thing that we want to do is have a look at this tail situation. Are we going to go like full scale scales? And if we... Oh, she needs a braid. She needs a braid. Oh, goodness me. Right, we'll try one. Yeah, I've actually got two. I've got one on this side, but it's kind of like pinning the rest of this back. This side of my hair is really, really faded. And it's actually starting to look grey, which is horrible. And I've got a little one there as well. Hi Daria, nice to see you. Wavy wavy. Hi everyone. Daria, you just missed the crocheted cow. Or I think it's a boy, so he's maybe not. Isn't he adorable? Thea, our mod, made this. And I know you will appreciate this because Daria is she's very handy as well with her hands. But yeah, I thought everyone would appreciate this because that's not a 2-minute job either, and he's just so freaking cute. Right, put it back there. Right, back here. Okay, yeah. So do we want scales? Do we want all the scales, or do we want to just give her like shimmery gradient type tail bits? Oh, I have to do something. She's a mammal, so I don't think she would have visible scales. That's a good point. I feel like she needs selective implied scales. That is put absolutely perfectly. So little groups of scales. Yeah, because we can use these to show the actual curvature, can't we? Because we could the ones here obviously because she's like her hips are going out the way hips, even though she doesn't actually have any hips. You know what I mean? But we could have these slightly pointing the same direction as her teats. You know. Like just in little groups like that. Is that autofocus working okay? I don't think it is it? Hang on. Don't break the camera, Gem. We're in delicate balance here. There we go, that's okay. Right, cool. A shimmering gradient. Full scales is a pain in the ass, yeah, and we might have to like have another separate live stream just for that. She has texture. Texture. Oh, do you like a good bit of texture? That's actually really funny because earlier today I was filming the scroller challenge video, so that's the box with the markers and the robot, and I actually had really 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 good fun with that, like super super good fun, which I really didn't think that I would, and oh, I can smell really good food. Oh, it's making me hungry. What was the point in that story? Why was I talking about the... I can't remember I was talking about why I was filming today. Oh, it'll come back to me, never mind. Right, anyway, yeah, back to what we're doing here. Oh wow, somebody's having really good food. Obviously, I will not be eating until later, until we're finished here. So I have to wait. But it smells really good. I don't want to make this too obvious. So I'm just going to turn the paper again. Yeah, okay. That's really annoying me. Why was I telling you the story about filming the scroller challenge? I've got no idea. Hello, Be Cozy. Mermaid Mermoo says hi to. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, I did actually have fun with markers. It's really unlike me, but it was good. It was very good. How are the girls on the farm? The girls are good. Some of them are outside with their babies, and they're in the field right next to the house. So these are the calves that were born inside at the turn of the year, and we watched them go outside because it's the funniest thing ever because they've only ever known a shed, and it's so much fun watching them go with their mums and go outside. But because they're a little bit bigger, they've already formed their social groups, and you can literally sit and watch them running about. I was watching one trying to square off to a crow this morning, which was really, really funny. There's this little dinky red calf, and it's tiny. It is absolutely tiny. I'll need to try and get a picture of her, but she never stays still. And I can literally just look out the kitchen window and just watch her all day because she's absolutely adorable, but she's full of mischief. So yeah, everyone's good. We've only got a few left to calve, and the ones that have calved early on are outside. The freshly calved ones are still inside because the babies are still quite small and the weather's not that good yet, and we don't want to put them in a position where they might get sick because it's like today's like bitterly, bitterly cold. Although it's been really sunny all day, and if you're wrapped up, it's fine. You know, you can go out, but it's oh so cold, like runny noses and like eyes streaming and everything. Okay, right, that I'm quite happy with the implied scales. That was a good idea. Thank you for mentioning that. Texture, yes, texture was why I was telling this. It's just as well you lot are here, honestly. Yeah, so I was talking a lot. Hi, Jock. Hi, Pip. You coming in? Okay, we've got company. Hey, this boy. What is it? What is it? I don't know what the urgency is. What is it? Oh, thanks. Hi, Pip. It's you. I don't know what that was all about. Yeah, so texture. The prompt was bionic beings, and there was a lot of. Oh, Pip's such a pain in the ass. Was that it? Did you just come in to annoy me? Jock's come into the room to go to his bed because he likes to lie in his bed in here. Pip just come in to be an ass. Yeah, so bionic things. So I was thinking like lots of smooth and shiny, and you know like sort of sheet metal and stuff. And all I wanted to do was put in some texture with the graphite pencil that came in the box. Like all these markers, and it's like, yeah, you can do this, and you know that's the whole point. This lovely smooth paper, and I'm like, oh, must have texture. I'm like scrubbing away at the paper. Very funny. Like I can't help it. I think it's just like built into you, but maybe it's just me. Everyone's like, oh, dogs. No, Pat, we don't have any horses. We horses are expensive, and they're not necessarily all that useful. So no, we don't have any. I really like horses though. But we do not own any horses. We are purely a livestock farm, and it's all Aberdeen Angus cattle. I'm really prepared. Look, my ice is starting to melt, but I did actually bring some ice in with me so that I wouldn't have to rely on my mum and Papa to top me up here. Oh, that's not going to fit in there. It's not going well today. At least you got kisses. Yeah, I always get kisses. It's usually, if it's Pip that gives me kisses, it's usually in my ear though, which isn't always the most pleasant thing, especially if she when she goes and eats at night, she comes through and she comes up and gives me a kiss and burps in my ear at the same time. It's delightful. Absolutely delightful. Horses literally just eat money. Yeah, they do. Yeah, none of that here. Yeah, the vet bills are huge. At least it's a little bit more complicated than that. It's kind of it's complicated. It's not one nor the other, but it's long term. Couldn't remember. Well, also the work that I do, my proper job, I work for the dairy industry. Although I'm not a dairy person, if that makes sense. Like the work that I do is for the dairy industry, in terms it's a company that works for the like in the dairy industry, but at home it's beef cattle. She burps in your ear. Yeah, she does actually. You've got 3 horses that you call lawn ornaments. Well, that's funny because I call Pip an expensive pot liquor because Mr. Jem decided to sell all the sheep, and Pip's literally been round sheep like 2 or 3 times in her entire life. So yeah, we call her an expensive pot liquor. So maybe your horses and my dog should get together. A horse dangerous at both ends and uncomfortable. Oh, now this is the thing. Like, see with cows, you've only got to watch their back end because if they're grumpy, they will kick you. But a cow won't bite you, whereas a horse will bite you and kick you. So yeah, that totally makes sense. I get that. Okay, I am happy with this. With her tail fin. Uh, I maybe want to keep the implied theme going on here. Maybe imply these lines, but not actually make them solid. Like, don't make them join up. And again, we can maybe make that work for us with our Inktense. Right, what do we think to that, guys? Are we happy with that as a design? Maybe a little bit of pattern here, and we'll get cracked into the using the Inktense, shall we? Shall we, shall we? Did I meet Mr. Jem in the dairy industry? No, Elise, we actually met at university. We were both mature students, and we actually didn't even start together. Mr. Jem started his degree at one university, took a break, and then did his degree year at my university. So we met in third year, and yeah, that was that. Baby cows will suck your fingers. Yes, they do. Is cow tipping true? No, it's not. I think the fin needs to be a tad more fanned out. Do you think so? Okay, let's okay. So do you, Katara? Do you mean like this way, like wider this way? Is that what you mean? Because that was kind of what I was thinking as well. Or do you mean that these sections should be split out here? Okay, the first one, yeah, to the first one. Oh, hello, Milligold. Milligold. Very cold. Nice to see you. You missed the beginning. Going to have to shoot off. That's okay. Well, that's all right, Marigold. Yeah, you've missed the first hour, but that's okay. Kind of like kind of floaty like the hair. Okay, you just think she needs a larger tail. Or like, okay, so for mechanical purposes, all right, okay. Well, yeah, I kind of like that idea. I like both parts of that idea, so let's do that, and then I promise we'll be able to get onto some Inktense. So let's do something with this. Kind of upset myself a little bit here. So what if we I don't know what my family are doing. I don't want her tail to look scraggy though. In and out, in and out. Come on, what are you doing? Dogs everywhere. Oh dear. Yeah, but I've been kind of struggling with the proportions to full stop. Yeah, but this is an entirely made up animal. Come on, people. Help me out here. I don't like that's too jaggy. I don't like that. Maybe if I make it slightly less rounded to the top. Now see, that's too fanned out. It looks as if it's like, rah! Mermaid tail looks just like a dolphin tail, but yeah, I'm kind of thinking like fancy goldfish tail because that's more fun, right? Maybe stretch out the curve of the tail, make it go a bit lower and connect it back. Yeah, I don't want to start messing about with this too much. Maybe I should have just left it alone. Maybe that's what I should have done. Just left it be. I think we need to come. I can't speak tonight either. I think this just needs to come this way a little bit. So it's fanned out a little bit and it's a bit wider. See if I turn it that way, do you see what I mean? So if I do the same on this side. Tail like a fancy goldfish. Siamese fighting fish tail would be even fancier. Well, see, this is the thing, we're making up Mermoo anatomy as we go along. I do think her tail should be longer though. Like from here to here, I mean. But who's to say that that's right? Because you get little short, stubby goldfish, don't you? You get little fat goldfish like this, and they've got like quite big sort of traily tails. But when they swim, they actually just like wobble from side to side. Does everyone know the ones I'm talking about? Like the fancy goldfish you get, and they're just little round chubsters. I'm appreciate. I know, like people are saying, "Oh, just leave the tail alone," but you know, like we have to discuss this. This is very important because it's you guys that have created this, not me. I'm only doing the doing down here. Eh, I'm not honestly not sure how I feel about this tail, but it's definitely time to do some Inktense, and so maybe it's just perspective and it's longer release. Foreshortening. Ah. Right, okay, so let's lighten all this up now. And I'm going to get this as light as possible because I don't want the graphite muddying our Inktense pencils too much. The bug-eyed goldfish, yes, those are the ones. Lockdown art and Beyonce says she was nodding in agreement and then realised that we'd be able to see her. Yes, I'm terribly sorry about that. You all just sitting at home nodding away like, yeah, Jem. That's funny. Tickled me, guys, you've tickled me. Well, I have to say, like, so that we're halfway through the stream, and I think that's a lot of progress. If you remember what she looked like at the beginning of the stream, this is much better. So I'm glad that we've been productive. But I was absolutely terrible. I didn't care what was happening tonight. I'm like, we're using these blinking Inktense pencils. Like, what? Even if it kills me, that is happening tonight. Because I feel as if I kind of cheated everyone last time. Just because we never got round to it, I felt as if I kind of cheaped out a bit, you know. Better be careful with my blind scales here. Oh, yeah, that's quite light actually. This kneaded eraser is wonderful. It's a combination of 3 different brands, and I think that's why it's such a good job. After your artful colour pencil box, I've gone and got a colourless blender to try. Okay, good. What brand did you get, Colzo? Last time was fun. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I am not touching the tail anymore. Like structurally, we're not, because we could sit here for another hour. I like your suggestion at least, but we could sit here for the next hour, and I have to finish this stream at 9 o'clock tonight. So I would rather get on with some colour. If she's popular though, there's something that can be revisited. This is a concept. This is concept art because we don't actually know what proportions should be, or we're just making this up as we go along because it's fun. Right, okay then. So let's think about the colours that we've got. Now I do have the swatches from last time here in my sketchbook. My rapidly diminishing pages of sketchbook. That wasn't a proper sentence, but never mind. Yeah. So here, this was our base colours, if you remember, not this one and not this one. So these colours here, because that's actually what my hair looked like when I had it done, even though it doesn't now. So let's talk about. Oh, you got a Derwent blender. Okay. Yep. That they behave well with everything. I just used them once, but I like the Derwent watercolor pencils better than Inktense. What does that mean? It just means that you like watercolor pencils better than ink-based pencils. Gray needed erasers so I don't feel bad. Stickers. Okay. Do you like Scottish shortbread? I don't have much of a sweet tooth. Shortbread's not really a thing for, well, like, obviously shortbread's a thing here, like, because they should be making Scottish shortbread, but I'm not particularly fond of it, but it's because I don't have a sweet tooth, not because it's not nice, if that makes sense. No, not at all. I've just realised I'm still sitting here with my hand over these while looking at the comments. I'm like, don't look at those colours. No, there's the best blender that I've found. Not that I use blenders very often, so I don't profess to be an expert, but I have tried all the different brands out. The Derwent one is fairly reliable, but I find with some of the pencils, like it behaves better with some rather than others. The Luminance bright blender sticks, that's international sign language for bright blender stick. They're really really good, but they snap really easily because they're not in a casing. It's just like looks like a thin stick of pastel. But no, you've made a fairly good choice there. They're reliable. Derwent ones are reliable, is what I would say. Right, stop putting your hand over there. Right, first things first. What colour do we want her tail? Bearing in mind, I would like to keep her udder pink because I think that's quite important. Hi Michelle, nice to see you. Someone's agreeing about the luminance ones. Yep. I've yet to have a packet arrive that I've ordered on the internet, and like both of them are in one piece, but that doesn't really matter. Cheese over a pudding anytime. On me, it's like bread and pasta. Like, well, give me the carbs and I'm right in there. Just chocolate. I'm like, teal. Okay, blue for the tail. Okay, so we're like teal, blue and purple gradient for the tail. Right, so blue is the common denominator here. Elise, do you like the Splendor blender? I tried it and I was just like, nah. But we're going to make everything. Well, we'll say everything. We will make our tail shimmery, but we're going to employ a bit of Julia K spangly dangly watercolor for that at a later stage. And the reason we can do that is with the Inktense pencils. Obviously, once they are dry, they're fairly sticky. Like they're not coming back off like watercolor pencil would reactivate. So that's kind of my plan because I've got all of Julia's shimmery colours and they're the best. Right, well, why don't we, what do we think about maybe starting with the lagoon? And do we want to take it lagoon into mauve for our tail, or do we want to go lagoon into green aquamarine? Because I think that's the two options, maybe. So, what do we think to that? There's not really enough of you to do a poll. Right, anyway, get these pencils out. I think they're all relatively sharp. I think we're good to go. Hello, Art Jules. Nice to see you. I didn't think you were coming in. I like to blend with colour pencils too, Art Jules. I'm not really a huge fan of blender pencils. Yeah, if you wang enough layers down, they kind of blend themselves, don't they? Lagoon into aquamarine might be easier to make shimmery. Okay, right. Oh yeah, okay. So everyone's up for lagoon into aquamarine. I concur. I concur. That's the wrong aquamarine. Where is the green aquamarine? Here. Ooh. I know now about colour, but they look good. The texture scales could all... Well, I was going to make the scales shimmery. Well, I was going to make all of it shimmery. Who am I kidding? Stop lying, Jem. Right, okay. Let me pop this up here out of the way because we don't really need it. Texture scales could always be mauve. Am I on watercolour paper tonight? The paper that I'm using is the Artful paper, and it is the heavyweight watercolour paper. Just in case we get a bit, layer-tastic. Paper can stand it. Does your paper have a tooth? Yes, it does. It does. It's cold press. It's machine cold press. Right. Okay. I think what we'll do... I'm trying to decide what I want now. Like, you guys have given me your side, and I'm thinking, what would be my preference? And I'm kind of looking at my hair again, because I've got a lot of... There's a side I've got a lot of turquoise. Yeah, is it this side? No, it's this side. I have that. I have a lot of turquoise in under, like, this part here. And this section, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's like there's purple in there, but it ends up kind of like going blue at the ends. So I don't know whether to go turquoise into blue, but I think blue into turquoise, like, so blue up here and then turquoise down here would be better. Let's go for it. Yeah, Julia Kay's paints are my favourite. Caran d'Ache Prisma blenders. Toothy Tooth. Yeah, I kind of ramble about toothy paper in just about every video I ever do. I say it's just my preference. Right, okay, so first things first. So when I'm doing this, I will literally do this the same way I would if I was colouring. And the first thing is a light layer of whichever pencil it is you're going to use. Naturally, it is a lot easier to blend because we're going to do the blending with the water when we activate these colours. And you can go back in, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to avoid the scales just now, and I'll maybe blend this out around these areas and we can tackle them separately. But see, I think I know. I've actually got a Julia Kay paint colour in my head. I'm thinking it would look good, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Toothy tooth. And the really nice thing about the Inktense pencils is you don't have to be careful, you don't have to be tidy, because the water is literally going to do all the hard work for you, and that's why I really like them. Now, again, because we're underwater, light sources, could be anywhere, could be everywhere, because there's a lot of refraction, there's a lot of reflection, that kind of jazz. So, but I think we should maybe just go for, we should think about contour shading rather than light source shading. I don't think we should make it too complicated for ourselves. We've heard lots of things about the sea white paper. Yeah, the sea white stuff, I always think sea white stuff's really underrated. Like, I use their cheap paintbrushes all the time, and I've got the, not the watercolour journals, but I've got the standard sketchbooks for sale in the stash shop, and everyone seems to really, really like them. So yeah, I do. I think the sea white stuff's underrated. It's really affordable as well. Kind of like, what's going on up in here? I don't know what's going on up in here, but we're going to get a layer of... What did we say this was? Lagoon. Yeah, lagoon. We'll get that down first. A Mermoo. Who'd have thunk it? I have to say that I don't think there is an easy way to put this down on this particular paper smoothly. Like, the combination of it being quite knobbly bobbly paper and the fact that this is an Inktense pencil, I don't think you would get smoothly down even if you wanted to. Let's do like really tiny scumbling. No. Can't blame me for trying. Oh. What's the Artful Coloured Pencils box? I love the water solubles because it loosens you up. Nah. Yeah, it will smooth out with water, absolutely. I think one of the things I like on slightly less textured paper art jewels, you know, so still a bit of texture, but not as much as this. I like having the flexibility of going between the two so that you can leave areas with just the pencil there, and that gives you really nice texture. But obviously, it has to be not that knobbly bobbly that you're going to look like a 5-year-old coloured in. Just saying. So work my way around here. Okay, Marigold, we'll maybe see you a little while. Oh. Okay, this all the way around here. just keep going, keep going. We're nearly there. I'm going to stop about there for now, I think. And I'm going to deal with like the transition separately, if that makes sense. Michelle, I am drinking what I always drink. I am really sorry that you've caught COVID. I am so sorry. It's not nice. I hope you feel better soon if you're not feeling good. So, yeah. Have you ever done a water... yeah, it's Jack Daniels. Always Jack Daniels. Have you ever done a watercolour underpainting prior to using watercolour pencils? No. Ta-ta for now by Art at Jules. Yeah, not with watercolour because watercolour shifts and lifts. So I wouldn't do an underpainting with watercolour for that reason. Right, anyway, right, I need to concentrate here. Have I got the right one? Green aquamarine. So I'm going to have just a little overlap here. Maybe bring that in there, let it intrude up a wee bitty further. This is going to be interesting. It really is. This is almost giving itself a scales texture. Right, and I'm going to leave the tail well alone. Right, so thinking about contour shading opposed to like direct light sources. It's still light source shading, but I'm thinking more about the shape of things rather than where the light's coming from, if that makes sense. So obviously this is a curve. Now we can build this up, like we can let it dry and we can add more in. That's not a problem, and it's good because this layer won't shift once it's kind of semi-dry. Like if you scrub away at it, it'll come away a wee bit, but not the way watercolour pencils work where they're meant to lift. Yeah, so if we do that, I dare say this part in here is going to be slightly more. So you can see how rough I'm being with this. I'm just like, slap it down, it's fine. So it's just a starting point. Okay, so for this starting point, we're going to use a big water brush because we want to cover the area quite quickly. So I have got the, these are the Kuretake Zig H2O brushes. I use them all the time. I'm quite fussy about my water brushes. And we do have some water in here. So this is the large round tip. You can see, so we can do a bit of swishing about here. Everything's going to be good, all in well. So just get this going. And we'll finally get started. Maybe you do like the Inktense better, but you need more instruction. Yeah, there's a bit of a learning curve to them. They're not really the same as watercolour. They kind of are, but they're not really. They do take a bit of practice. You feel as if you've been dragged behind a horse running at age. I absolutely sympathise, like, because, well, you know, I was really, really unwell with it. And I've only got back to normal like last maybe 2 weeks or so. So I feel for you. I hope you feel better soon, Michelle. I really do. Right, the thing with this is we have to work quickly because this fixes itself to the paper fairly rapidly. So I'm going to start at this edge here where we're blending into our fins. And I'm going to follow the curve of this. Excuse me, sniffing. The curve of the udder. Now, when we get to a really concentrated part like that, if you're moving back into a part where you want to, you want to sort of thin the colour out, you need to make sure you wipe that colour off your brush, because all you're going to do is spread it about a bit. So take it away so that when you're going into a clean area, you're not taking more of that ink with you, because it will go with you. These are pretty bananas when it comes to the colour shifting about. I'm kind of trying to think about a scale texture as I go here, so I'm deliberately moving my brush in these kind of movements, just to maybe mimic that slightly. Not that we need to, but I just feel like it's a nice idea, okay? Just leave me. And these lines are not dissolving nearly as well as I hoped that they would on this paper. This is going to be hard work. Again, we'll do this area here first, and then we can build up into what's going on here. Try and get this other area. Oh. I really can't stop and look at the chat right now, guys. I'll catch you back up in a minute, because one must not stop here. One must not. If I find a good resting place that makes sense, I will. I'll take a breather. But for the moment, so you can see I'm keeping this this slightly more saturated edge. We're managing to keep that quite well, not spread it out too much. Something that really surprised me today, randomly. I did actually get the chance to watch a bit of YouTube this morning while I was working. It was like sort of admin-y type work I was doing, and I was watching. There's a gentleman, an English gentleman called Paul Clark, and he is a very, very talented, but I would say traditional watercolor painter. If you haven't seen his channel, please look him up, because he's really, really good, and he's got a really nice sense of humor too. And he was celebrating, and I don't know whether it was a recent video or not. I kind of missed that part, but he was celebrating his 100th video on YouTube, and do you know that way it made me chuckle a little bit. I was like, 100 videos on YouTube, yeah, okay. Because I've got like something ridiculous. I think we've got over 500 videos now. So yeah, that just made me chuckle for some reason. But I celebrated. I left him a little comment and celebrated anyway, even if it wasn't current. I thought 100 videos, that was a long time ago. That's a long time ago for the cave. Been spitting them out for 4 years at 2 a week. Oh dear. Did I lose my smell and taste when I had? No, I didn't. Apparently that's not really a thing with a lot of the newer strains, especially if you've been vaccinated. I've had 3 vaccinations, so have I had 3? Yeah, I've had 3 vaccinations. So yeah, no, my smell and taste was fine. I was just super, super tired, and I had no appetite at all. I mean, like, I didn't want to eat anything at all. A bit of an upset stomach, but mostly just not wanting to eat. It was more the lack of appetite than the fact that I had a sore stomach. And if anybody knows me, like, I freaking love my food. And Mr. Jem offered me a Jack Daniels at one point, and I thought I was going to throw up in my mouth. And that's when you definitely know that there's something wrong when I say no to a Jack Daniels. So movements. Julius, that iris was the colour that I was thinking about, Nina Fairy. That was exactly what I was thinking. The brushstrokes, do they look like scales? Yay! Okay, we're doing something right. That's what I was kind of thinking about. It's so weird, like, it affects so many people, like, in different ways. And that's what I think is really crazy about it. You know, I count myself very lucky, because when they were talking about how it was affecting people, you know, like, people that are perfectly healthy are just dropping dead. It's frightening. It's terrifying. When you had COVID, all you could eat were clementines. Oh my goodness. Hi, Laura. Yay! Nice to see you, Laura. Thanks for coming. Right, I'm going to start mixing this up a bit. I should really have done that a bit up there first, but meh, we're good. Laura, come and join us for the Mermoo discussions. Pick this up here. Oh, my brush is going funny. Come on now. I should really have had a scrap of paper or a rag to do this on, but I was too busy worrying about the camera setup, if I'm truthful. Like, see, when I was actually prepping for what we were going to be doing, I was too busy worrying if the new camera setup was going to work. It seemed... Shh, I was going to say something there. I'm not going to jinx it. Just shush. We've only got half an hour left of the stream to go, so let's not jeopardise ourselves, shall we? I've just realised I haven't changed the light setup at all. I have no natural light coming in at all now. It's dark outside now. We seem to be... I'm really not keen on the harsh lights that illuminate the beautiful creases on my forehead these days. Someone else thought I was over the age of 40 the other day. That's the second time that's happened in like 2 weeks. I'm starting to get a complex about it. I am not over the age of 40 before anyone says anything. I am not over the age of 40. I think that must be the crinkle in the head that's giving me away. Oh, you think she looks fabulous? I'm glad. Pepper Cloud had COVID in July of last year and their smell and taste are still not right. That's crazy. My old neighbour, she caught it really early on and she's quite young. She was only a teenager at the time and she completely lost her taste and smell, like had absolutely nothing. Um, and again, back at the start, that seemed to be a trend with younger people and I don't know why, but she said it was completely gone and it was the weirdest thing ever. And she got really excited because one day she realised she could smell toothpaste. Her boyfriend was brushing his teeth and she could smell the mint. And she said it was so faint, but it was there, and she'd never been so excited in her life because she said when she was eating, she might as well have been chewing cardboard because obviously your smell and your taste are linked together and they kind of like work together. So she said, you know, it's like even to have one out of the two would be nice, but when you've got nothing at all, it's a bit grim. Okay, how do we feel about that so far? Do you want some more? I feel we could have some green aquamarine, you know, coming up here into this darker part. What do we think to that? My chat's frozen. That's helpful. Oh, I've got this bit to do up here. I can do that while I'm waiting for it to unfreeze itself. Could maybe have done with a smaller brush in this section, but you know me, I'm not scared. So we've got, this is actually a bit where I've put some scales in. They're just really, really faint. Right, let's really emphasise this part of the tail. Right, there we go, that's good. What's happening now? Oh, right, okay. I will say yes to more green, okay. More of the green aquamarine. Okay. Okay. This is why I like live streams, because I get like instantaneous feedback. It's much better. It's more fun. More fun. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna pop a little bit. I just want to make sure it's not still damp. If you try and put the pencil down on the paper while it's still damp, it just like clogs up because it activates. So you do need it to be quite dry before you do this. So yeah, I'm just gonna pop some of this in here. I feel like it's quite just like an abrupt place to stop as well, just because it's right at the apex of that curve. By the way, I've been telling that joke about the ethics department to everyone. Yes, so have I told that joke to like every single one of my colleagues that I spoke to at work the week after that because we all do like the same kind of stuff. Like we've all got some sort of sciencey background. Yeah, so yeah, that was good. I did. I have posted the packages out, and MJ Pete will hopefully get his in the next 2 weeks because he's the furthest away basically. The other ones where I did the spot prizes just all happened to be UK and Europe. But MJ Pete not in Europe, so he's gonna have to wait a little while. But well deserved though, well deserved. Yeah, that I'm kind of happier with that already. This is yeah, like oh, this is good. Oh. I'm starting to get congested. Congested. It's probably all the dust in here. Actually, I've been in here all day. Back with a mug of Yorkshire tea. That is the only tea to have. That is the only tea to have. Right. Okay. I think we're gonna go. Let's build up some layers now. Yeah, the texture of the paper here is really helping me out with the whole scales thing because that is mostly not my mark making, it's actually just the paper. So I think we've kind of landed on our feet. You know, we've won a watch with this without even meaning to. Happy accidents, guys. Happy accidents. Okay, I'm a bit happier that there's more of the green going on there. That looks better. Hello again. Oh, Laura said she's got the same water brushes, but they flood. I never have that problem unless I've squeezed really hard, like unless it's my own fault. I find these to be the most reliable one. That's weird, isn't it? Right, okay. I want to pick out a base color for her udder. So we're going to go ahead and grab. I'm not going to use the fuchsia for it because it's a bit so I'm going to grab another pink really quickly. Oh. I can't believe it's 8:30 already. Like, where is the time going? When are we ever going to finish this picture? Where are you? Oh, sorry. Like, we can block out the sun with this pencil case. I am thinking more. Might even go red violet. Might be a bit. Scarlet, pink, scarlet. Yeah, scarlet. No. No. Not happy with any of these choices. Oh, that's right. The pencil one's missing. I'll try red violet out. No, that's too dark. Too dark. Cherry might be an option. No, it's not pink enough. Crimson. Crimson. Okay, I think crimson might be the one. Oh. So the idea is like with Inktense, obviously you can build up the layers, but I like to use this for some base colour. And then you can go back in with either the Inktense pencils themselves, or you can go in with normal coloured pencils and really get some texture and definition there. I love tea. We all love tea. I love tea. I've got more tea than I know what to do with. So I'm doing this a section at a time just because I want to try and keep the teats separate. It's not the easiest thing to do. I've just lifted the wrong pencil. I've just lifted the fuchsia pencil. Oh man. It's this one I wanted. Oh well. We've got very, very pink teats. Oh no. It's a long way downstairs to make a cup of tea, green hat. It's a long way down. I'm really annoyed. I've just did that with the fuchsia order thing. So the question is, do I use fuchsia for the other ones? Now, bear in mind, this is just like base colour, but that's really cheesed me off. Pepper Cloud says I only really like mint tea. Is it peppermint tea? Sorry, I couldn't help myself there. I don't know whether to use the fuchsia here or not. I suppose for the sake of uniformity I should. Dagnammit. Not necessarily. The others don't necessarily get. They do have a higher blood flow, obviously, but a lot of our cows, their udders are black, so they've just got like random white patches or pink patches. It's very interesting. Right, okay. That's the perfect excuse, Theo. It's just the sparkle from her fishtail. I like that a lot. That's an excellent excuse. That's it. This seems to be spreading out. Okay, you know earlier on I was saying about the pencil marks not dispersing, but this is fine. That's weird. Weird. Okay, right, make sure I get the right one this time. That's actually the wrong one. Have you ever had a hot toddy? Toddy's, Elise Toddy, spelled Toddy. Toddy. Yes, Audrey, they do. I've got the other ones right here. Somewhere. See, I've got them right here. I do actually have them right here. Yep, so that's the set that they come in. So you get one that's got like a flat top on, like it's like a broad tipped one, but it's flat. And then the other three are round ends on like with varying sizes. So you've got a large one, a medium one, and a small one. This is my second set of these brushes. I really like them, and I had my first set a long time because these aren't that old. I think I had my first set probably 3 years. Actually, now that I think about it, so yeah, fairly good going, fairly reliable as well. And I've tried a lot of water brushes now in the last 4 years. Why are we talking about condensed milk? Guys, I'm hungry. Like, stop it. Yeah, condensed milk will make your teeth fall out. Yeah, Audrey's on Amazon at the moment. Once again, Captain Gem the Enabler at your service. Does anyone else love a pen with a good click when you put the lid on? Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, you guys. Oh, she might have sunburnt teats, but then again, I've just remembered she's under the water, so I don't know. I'm going to move to the medium brush for this. I know it's a bit late in the day, I'm nearly finished her order, but I just feel like, oh my goodness, good grief. This is crazy beans. That's ridiculous. Oh. Daylight art, that scroller challenge art I didn't want to do. Same as Laura, didn't go on with the Kuretake water brushes, so I got the Derwent ones. Yeah, the Derwent ones, that's like my second choice. Also like the Pentel ones as well, they're pretty good. Arty ASMR, easily amused. Right, okay, my next question to you is, we've got 20 minutes left. Do you want me to do more colour elsewhere, or do you want me to really work on this and get the sparkly paint out and finish her tail? I will leave the choice up to you. After this stream, I will finish this in my own time and I will post it on Instagram and on the community tab, but I want to know what you would like me to do right now, because that's the options, basically. Right, okay, Thea says finish the tail. Sparkly tail. Okay, it's right, it's all about the tail. That's all about the tail. Hi Janice, nice to see you. Everybody wants sparkly bits. Y'all love the sparkly bits. Right, okay, so we need to do a little bit more work here. Quick, chop, chop, before we get the sparkly bits, okay? So we're gonna work quite quickly. What need to have, like, some of these areas need to be in shadow. So this is a prime example of places where I can use the pencils and not necessarily activate them. Now, because our hoof's here as well, there's going to be a bit of a cast shadow there too. So again, yeah, we can activate it, but we don't have to if we don't want to. I usually kind of end up going half and half if I'm honest, but yeah. Right, so on, oh, I've just realised there's a bit that I've missed here. Oh, how dare you. In it here. Okay. So I want to, although this is like a shadow, I want to smooth out that edge a little bit, just to make it a bit softer, but it still looks like a shadow there, so you can see that. Yeah, that's the way we want to do it. And I want to get this feeling that this udder is poking out, like, you know, it's actually sitting out like an udder would. It's such a random conversation. It's just, oh. So if we just do this under here. Oh. Yeah. so easily amused. What's wrong with me? The best thing is, like, I look at cow udders nearly every day. I don't know why this would even remotely make me chuckle like a 7-year-old boy, but it just does. I don't know. Cow udders. Endlessly amusing, what can I say? Right, that's good there. Now, I'm not liking this, that this is right at the edge. So I'm just gonna I feel as if I've got the wrong pencil there. I might even pop a little bit of the lagoon in just for a giggle. Just for the giggle. Oh no. It's actually easier for me to look at it on the OBS, the you know, the streaming software monitor over there. It's better because you get a good picture there. I want this section in here as well, under here. Oh, can you hear the coo? The coo? Can you hear the cow mooing outside? Mike's not picking that up, I don't think. So loud. It's bawling at. Oh. It's a bit better. Right, definitely want darker down here as well. So I'm just going to stick another layer down there. And maybe a little bit in there too. I'm going to kind of leave that area just because we've got, scales there. Cat on keyboard. Oh, Laura says, do whatever makes you happy, Jem. Well, I'm happy about everything. If I wasn't unhappy or not comfortable with a particular aspect, I would just go ahead and do what I was comfortable with. But I'm happy to do, because I'm going to finish it off anyway. So, you know, that's one thing. I'm a lady of my word with things like that. If I say I'm going to finish something, I'll finish it. I think it's the bull that's honking away outside. Side note. Okay, I would say I'm going to leave this underside of the tail here because I want to see what we're going to do with the paint first. This is, the texture here is really nice. Like, I'm really happy with this. My texture. get definitely demonetized for that. Right, I'm just going to grab some of Julia's paints. Oh, you lot are a nightmare. Oh, good grief. Right, there's some up here. Wait a minute now. Hang on. Nope, not that one. I've got so many tins of paint, it's absolutely ridiculous. Like when I say tins, I mean like pallets. Like, oh god. Hang on. Not that one. Not that one. This one? Ah. This one. It's so pretty. I've got all of our stickers. Right. Now, I was thinking Iris or Merida or Veritaserum or a combination of all of them. Merida's probably a better choice if I show you. This is Merida here, so it's a dark blue background, but it's got like a green shimmer in it. And I think that would probably work well up in these ones. But as we come down into this section here, I think the suggestion of Iris or even Ella, the one next door, they would probably be good choices. So I think I'm going to go ahead with Merida for the first section and see how we go. Use a weenie brush for these. Julia's paints, you can get away without pre-wetting them because they're actually quite soft. They're made with Swedish honey. And they, if you put your finger in some of them in the palette, it will make an indent because they stay soft. They're not wet, but they're soft. So I find it's quite easy to go in with just the water brush and, give it a little squish. And then off we go. Marbles, oh goodness me. Shiny. Leslie Ladyhawk, these are paints from Julia K Art Studio. She is a Swedish watercolourist and she sells her paints on Etsy. They're all handmade and I love them. Again, if mods, if one of you two could provide a link for Leslie Ladyhawk in the chat to Julia's Etsy shop so that she can go and have a look. Right, okay, so while we're Merida, I'm going to make sure I pick up loads of pigment here. So that's just gone to liquid straight away. Ooh. Trying to make sure I've got some sparkly pigment in there too. This actually might be too green for this. Oh boy. Now we can work all over this area because the Inktense is not going to shift. I don't actually think that we've picked up any any sparkly pigment. You really don't see the sparkles until it's dry, and that's the problem with this. Because you think you've not got any, and you're like hammering away at it, and you're like, oh, hang on a minute here. I'm gonna pop a little bit more. Again, I'm just going to use that same motion. Yeah, they're shimmering in there. There is shimmer in there. I don't know if you can see that yet or not, if I tilt that in the light. But you can see there's a sheen on it now. Ooh. Are we still talking about marbles? Thanks, Thea, for putting that link up. I'm Captain Enabler so much. Not my fault that she's got really nice paint. At least, what about the second one from the left, first row? The second one from the left in the first row, what, this pale pink colour? Or you mean this one, Hedwig? The other thing that we can do as well is these ones down the bottom here, which is fun. I'll show you this as well actually. Let's take Capella. These ones take a little bit longer to do their thing. Who votes for Jem to do a Mermoo wearing a kelp kilt? Oh my word. What's wrong with you lot tonight? Shimmery udders. We could totally have we could have shimmery everything, to be fair. But if I pop down a little bit of this capella over the top of this, because it's mostly sparkle and not a lot of pigment, make for interesting scales. Right, let me go back to Merida. So I need to take quite a lot of this off because it is quite an intense base colour. And we don't really want that here yet. And the capella's actually still on my brush. That's the downside. See these ones here? The pigment sticks to absolutely everything. You can see that in the light now though, can't you? Ho, 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 ho. Woo. It's exciting. Blend that in a little bit and let it dry a smidge. That's not actually enough. Too much, not enough. So much pretty. At least, is this the one that you were talking about? This one up here? Blingy. Well, y'all can vote all you want on your marbles. That's absolutely fine. I don't know when you propose that I'm going to squeeze this in right enough, but yeah, I'm game. Got other stuff to do. Got lots of stuff to do. I've actually got 2 projects that I have to finish. One is a commission, and the other one is just something that I've promised to someone, and it needs to be done by a certain date. So I might have to do those first. I feel like that's really washed out. And a spawn. Yes, on the second one, right, Elise, thank you. Yeah, I think that's a good choice. I think we might use that maybe further around here, but you can see how green that looks there. Ooh. God. Oh, good grief, that wasn't meant to happen either. Now again, I'll probably, the actual marks that I made regarding the when we actually drew the scales in, I will probably pick them back out with a pencil nearer the end. Okay, let me go back to this now. All the sparkles. All the sparkles. And when I say at the end, I mean at the end of the actual drawing, not... Now, see, because the way the light's hitting this, it looks as if I've just got, like, big splodges of glitter, and it doesn't look like that from where I'm sitting. It looks a bit more subtle than that. Obviously, you've got the top-down lights here, which are just making this look like... Whoever is mooing is still mooing. Good grief. The madness is set in. Send help. I could do it for a challenge at some point. I'm sure it will come up somewhere. Really? Katara, do you think that's going to come up? That's going to come up somewhere? That's really funny. Y'all are daft as anything. Crazy, crazy, but in a good way, obviously. Right, okay, so I think I want to go with I think I'm actually going to pick the end one, Elise. This one, just because the pigment's more shimmery. With Hedwig, the lumps of glitter are quite big in it. Whereas, I don't know if you can see that. You can see that it's got a bit more of a shimmer to it. So I think we're going to go with Frigg. Which is a highly entertaining name, just because I'm not Swedish. So let's do this. And turn this slightly. Nearly there. I don't think I'm going to be able to put my accents in with pencil tonight because I don't think I've literally got like 5 minutes left. It's not going to be dry enough. So I'm afraid you're going to have to sit that out. But at least we've got some colour down on the actual tail part, which is nice. Pip's squeaking outside the door of the cave because it's feeding time. You've got 5 minutes yet, Pippi, you'll have to wait. Does that mean? Oh, goodness me. I started painting for my cousin on her birthday, April 10th of last year. Really need to finish the. Yeah, that's a good idea. I just want to play with the shiny things now. Yeah, well, Julia's paints, they're definitely shiny. So let's grab, this time I'll use the green shimmer, which is Castor. And this is actually one of like my personal favourites. I would paint Castor on top of absolutely everything just for fun. Because who doesn't need green sparkles on everything? Just make sure it's dry enough. And I'm doing this quickly because I don't want to upset too many of my strokes underneath. You know, oh crap, that was the wrong one. Too busy talking. Yeah, I don't want to upset too many of my brush strokes underneath because these ones have turned out better than those ones up there. Okay. Right, what do we think to that then? Is that sparkly enough for y'all? Y'all? Oh, goodness me. Yeah, I do actually. I think these bits will be dry enough. I'm going to sharpen up my Lagoon pencil, whatever it is. Here. Oh, my stretch. Okay, you have fun, Nina. Very nice to see you. Thanks for coming. You're loving the shiny. Oh. Okay. Ugh. Yeah, so there's places here where I just feel like we can define these areas a little bit. All good. This is just about contrast. And look at, I'm actually almost outlining here. But you don't, like, it's fine from a distance, but when you're up close to it, you want to see a little bit of definition. And just because of the style that we're doing this in, there's no harm in it at all. Put a little bit in here as well. Too wet for me to do anything with this part. But again, I would make a point of darkening that down. Maybe even just with the aquamarine pencil, not necessarily this one. I will get some shadow areas on the others as well properly, not just the ones that I've made accidentally by using the wrong pencil. Elise, I can't answer that question for you. I would imagine you can use the satin glazing with acrylic gouache, but I can't guarantee it. It would make sense that you would be able to do it, but I can't tell you because I haven't done it myself. Thea's now saying one day she'll have to get Julia K paints. They are quite expensive, but they last forever, and the quality of them's amazing, and that's why I like them, and that's why I will openly and happily send anyone Julia's way. Plus, as well, she's got an amazing sense of humour. Like, she's super funny, especially for a Swedish person. Like, she's funny in English, and she doesn't even realise she's been funny half the time. She's a super nice person as well. So, good product, good person. That's I'm there. I'm good for that. The Etcher pearlescent paints I got from Jackson's are really good too. Yeah, Janice, you're just missing an S in pearlescent. That's all. You've done well. Not the easiest word to spell. Oh, that's funny. Pearlescent. Who decided to spell pearlescent like that? It was a stupid idea. Right, guys, I am gonna have to stop there. I say I've got doggies to feed. It's coming to that time on a Friday night. I want to talk really quickly. First of all, right, one thing at a time, Jim. Come on. Yes, I will finish this. It's going to be a little while away before I get to it, but I will finish it. And when I finish it, I will post it on Instagram and also on the community tab for you all. The next live stream, very, very, very quickly. I would like to have a live stream on a Saturday night. I want to keep changing the days because I want people to have as much availability as possible. You know, people work certain days, so if I have a live stream on the same day every time, there's going to be some people that are going to miss every single one. So the next one is going to be on a Saturday, and if I just look at my calendar right now, I actually haven't thought this through entirely yet, but I'm going to look right this second, and I will tell you roughly when I think it's going to be. I think we should make it the last day of April. Let's make it Saturday the 30th of April. We'll call that good. So that's like 3 weeks away. 4 weeks away. 4 weeks away. So let's do that. Then the subject of the next live stream is going to be a 3-hour live stream, and it is going to be a stream dedicated to colouring. So it will be an adult colouring live stream. It's going to be it's going to be split into 3 different parts. So we're going to do 3 different projects, and we're going to spend an hour on each one. And just to give us some variety, but also I feel like some people that are more art oriented will like some of the stuff better than others. Rather than just going hardcore colorist stuff. So that's kind of my thinking, that's kind of my plan. Obviously, in the sort of coming weeks, I will remind you of it all, and I'll set a schedule, which I didn't do for this stream, that was my bad. But it will be there so that you can set yourself a reminder. I'll talk a little more about it when it comes closer to the time, because we still have our normal videos in amongst all this as well, so that's quite important too. But I hope some of you will be around to join me for that next stream. That would be really, really good fun. So, yeah. That's it. That's my plan anyway. Let's see if we get there in one piece first, shall we? Because a lot can happen between now and the end of the month. Thank you for the Saturday. I'm working, shouldn't be doing this. Oh, you naughty girl, Janice. But okay, that'd be fine. It'll be around the same time. It'll be in the evening, and it's just so that our cavers over the pond in Canada and the States have a better chance of joining us as well. For those of you that are in front of us time-wise, if you want to stay up late, then at the weekend, I suppose, a good time to do that too. So I hope that you will be able to do that, and maybe come and sit and watch in your pyjamas. I don't know. You're very welcome, Nikki. I'm glad you've enjoyed yourself. Lorraine, I'm sorry. Yes, I have to go and feed Pip and Jock. I can't be doing much past 9 o'clock tonight, I'm afraid. Okay, I'm glad you guys have all enjoyed yourself. That is amazing. So thanks very much for coming to hang out with me. I really appreciate it, and I will do my best to get this lady finished as soon as I can. There we go. If I tilt her in the light now, you get a better view of her scales. Fun. Wait, we shouldn't have come in our pyjamas today. Thea, are you in your pyjamas? Possibly. Elise has got it in her Google Calendar. Thank you very much, Elise. I look forward to it then. Okay, guys. Art at Jules, please don't feel any need. If you can make it and you want to come and pop in, then you can. Just before everyone goes, can we have a round of applause for our mods? They've had an easy night tonight, but they have consistently given up their time, and I didn't even ask them to do this tonight, and they just appeared. So can we have a quick round of applause for our mods as always? Green Hat and Thea are both amazing people and very generous with their time as well. A pyjama club. Are we going to have I'm not sitting in my pyjamas. You guys can in your pyjamas. I'm not going to be in my pyjamas. I want to look at least half smart for doing a live stream. Okay, thanks for coming, everyone, and we'll see you really soon. Don't forget there is a video as normal on Sunday, so that will be there to entertain you, and normal schedule is back in force, so there'll be one on Thursday too. See you later, everyone. Bye. Look at all the wavy hands. Bye, everyone.